Now, then we have the movement of thought. Now, that brings us into the question of the nature of thought. Is thought nothing but a movement in the nervous system, in the brain?
Yes.
Would you say that?
Yes, yes.
I mean, some people have said it includes a movement of the nervous system, but that might be something beyond. You know,
what is time, sir, actually? Actually, what is time? Time is hope.
Psychologically.
Psychological. I'm talking entirely psychological for the moment.
One tends to keep on thinking.
Of course. They've well understood that.
Yeah.
Time, I mean, hope is time. Becoming is time. Achieving is time. Now, take the question of becoming. I want to become something psychologically. I want to become non-violent. Take that for example. That is altogether a fallacy.
Yes, well, we understand it is a fallacy, but, you know, the reason it's a fallacy is that there is no time of that kind. Is that it?
No.
That there is...
No, sir.
Right.
Human beings are violent.
Yes.
And they've been talking a great deal, Tolstoy in India, of non-violence. The fact is we are violent.
Yes, but...
And the non-violence is not real.
Yeah,
but we want to become that.
Yeah, but see, it's again an extension of the kind of thought that we have with regard to material things. You say, if you see a desert, the desert is real, and you say the garden is not real, but in your mind is the garden, which will come when you put the water there.
Yeah.
So we say we can plan for the future when the desert will become fertile, right?
That's
all right. Now you're saying. Now we have to be careful. We say we are violent, but we cannot, by similar planning, become non-violent.
Non-violent.
Now, why is that?
Why? Because the non-violent state cannot exist while there is violence.
Yes, yes.
That's an ideal.
Yeah. Well, one has to make it more clear, because you see, in the same sense, the fertile state and the desert don't exist together either. But you see, I think that you're saying that in the case of the mind, when you are violent, it has no meaning.
That's the only state.
That's all there is.
Yeah,
and
not the other.
The movement toward the other is illusory.
Illusory.
Yes.
So all ideals are illusory, psychologically. The idea of building a marvelous bridge is not illusory.
No,
you can plan it.
Yeah.
But to have psychological ideals.
Yes, if you are violent and you continue to be violent while you are trying to be not violent,
no, that's so obvious.
It has no meaning, right?
There's no meaning. And yet that has become such an important thing. So the becoming, which is to either becoming what is or becoming away from what is.
Yeah, what should be, yes.
I question both.
Yes, well, if you say there can be no sense to becoming in the way of self-improvement, or...
No, that's... Self-improvement is something so utterly ugly. So we are saying, sir, that the source of all this is the movement of thought as time. When once we are made time psychologically, all the other ideals, non-violence, achieving some super state and so on, become utterly illusory.
Yes. Now, when you're talking the movement of thought as time, that it seems to me that say that that movement of thought, that time which comes from the movement of thought, is illusory, is it?
Yes.
That we sense it as time, but it's not a real kind of time. I mean,
that's why we ask, what is time?
Yes.
I need time to go from here to there. I need to, if I want to learn some engineering, I must study. It takes time. That same movement is carried over into the psyche. And say, I need time to be good.
Yes. Now,
I need time to be enlightened.
Yes, that will always create a conflict, right?
Yes.
In one part of you and another.
Oh, yeah.
And so that movement in which you say I need time also creates a division in the psyche.
That's right.
Between, say, the thinker, observer and the observed, right?
That's right. We are saying the observer is the observed.
Yes, and therefore there's no time, is what it is.
That's right.
Psychologically.
The experiencer, the thinker, is the thought. There is no thinker separate from thought.
Yes. All that you're saying, it seems very reasonable, but I think that it goes so strongly against the tradition of what we are used to that it would be extraordinarily hard for people to really, generally speaking, to...
No, most people, sir, they want a comfortable way of living, and let me carry on as I am, for God's sake, leave me alone.
Yeah, but that's the result of so much conflict that people are worn out by it, I think. I mean,
but in escaping from conflict or not resolving conflict exists, whether you like it or not. So that's the whole point, is it possible to live a life without conflict?
Yes, well, that's all implicit in what has been said.
That's right.
That the source of conflict is thought or knowledge or the past. Right?
So then one asks, is it possible to transcend thought?
Yes.
Or is it possible to end knowledge? I'm putting psychologically, not...
Yes, well, we say ordinary knowledge of objects, material objects and things like that, knowledge of science will continue.
Absolutely, that must continue.
But what you might call self-knowledge is what you're asking to end, isn't it?
Yes.
On the other hand, people have said self-knowledge, even you have said self-knowledge is very important.
Self-knowledge is important, but if I take time to understand myself, that is, I will understand myself eventually by examination, analysis, and so on, watching my whole relationship with others, and so all that involves time.
Yes, well...
And I say there is another way of looking at the whole thing without time, which is when the observer is the observed.
Yes.
In that observation, there's no time.
Could we go into that further? I mean, for example, if you say there is no time, but still you feel that you can remember an hour ago you were somewhere else.
I mean, that would be
now, in what sense can we make it that there's no time, you see?
Time is division. Right? As thought is division, that's right. Thought is time.
Yeah, time is a series of divisions of past, present, future.
So thought is also that division. So time is thought, or thought is time.
Yes, well, I mean, it doesn't exactly follow from what you said, but I mean, we've explained it.
Let's go into it.
Yeah. You see, at first sight, one would think that there are thought makes divisions of all kinds, with a ruler and with all kinds of things. It also divides up intervals of time, past, present, and future. Now, it doesn't follow from just that thought is time. You see.
We said time is movement.
Yes.
Thought is also a series of movements.
Yes, all right.
So both are movements.
Yeah, so thought is a movement, right? A movement we suppose